Rome was a great empire that accomplished many things, but the real question is how did Rome use its expansion tactics and military to change the world?
Tanner, what was the role of the Roman military?
Well, Ronin, Rome's location and size gave it easy access to the best parts of the land around the Mediterranean. Rome's huge size and opportune resources made other rulers jealous and wanted to conquer them. This made the role of the military very important. Once there was a king named Hannibal who was a great military strategist and wanted to avenge the defeat in Carthage during the Punic Wars. He had 5,000 infantry, 9,000 cavalry, and 60 elephants to defeat Rome. He marched them over the Alps and tried to conquer Rome. He won the first battle, but with Rome's great allies and good resources, they beat him off in the second battle.
This example demonstrates the role of the military during this time period.
So Tanner, how did Rome become an expanding empire?
Well, Ronin, the first settlers came to the Italian peninsula in about 1000 to 500 BC, somewhere in that time frame. Three different groups came, the Latins, the Greeks, and the Etruscans. They all fought for control. They were considered to be the first Romans. In 600 BC, an Etruscan king became king of the Roman Empire and spread it to about 500 square miles. After this, the social classes started forming. A government was formed under the Republic in the 1st century BC and created consuls and a senate, and when needed, they had a dictator. Rome created legions and created a cavalry. By 265 BC, the Romans had created a good government, developed a military, and taken over all of modern-day Italy. In 241 BC, at the end of the Punic Wars, Rome had control of Sicily and the Mediterranean.
Ronin, how did the Roman military fall?
Well, Liam, once the Roman Republic began to collapse, the military generals started to seize the power by force. They would recruit poor men and use them in place of soldiers that were loyal to the Republic. And while there was still a Roman army, they no longer fought for Rome. They fought for themselves and for their own power. The original Roman army that fought for Rome's independence and well-being was gone.
Ronin, with Rome getting so big, what were some of the problems with extensive expansion?
Well, Tanner, the problem with the Romans' expansion is they would not stop. The leaders of Rome wanted more and more, and although they could not be defeated, the abundance of territory became hard to control, leaving the empire just right to be taken over by Germanic tribes, like the Huns. The Romans had too much land and could not control all of their people. Liam, please explain how expansion aided the empire.
Well, Ronin and people watching at home, the military expansion helped Rome's economy by getting them more resources such as gold and silver, as well as getting more people to join their military. The more people who joined their military, the more people they could have for expansion. So, as Rome got more territory, there was more people to take over, thus more people to get in the empire, as well as more resources like land to pay the soldiers with, and natural resources such as gold and silver with which to make their currency.
So, Liam, can you elaborate on the fall of the Roman military?
I can't elaborate on that. The fall of the Roman military was caused by unloyal mercenaries who the Roman Empire hired towards the end of its reign. Because of the unloyal mercenaries, people fought for their generals rather than their loyalty to the empire and their homes. And as time went on, less Romans were concerned with the military and more just wanted to stay in their little bubble of citizenship
That's right.
without military service.
That's right.
And as time went on, there was more and more mercenaries in the army than there were actual Romans. Because of this inequality of population and the military, the loyalty that was once held up by the Republic and the early empire was lost, thus causing the Roman army to fall.
Liam, did overexpansion cause Rome to fall, or did expansionist policies cause Rome to last longer than most empires?
Well, Ronan, it's rather a give or take situation. When you look at it, the expanding of the empire allowed it to get more resources and more people, thus prolonging its lifespan. But at the same time, if you have too much land to govern, how can you govern it, right?
Yes.
That's the dilemma that the Roman Empire faced in its later days. As time went on, and the more land it gained throughout the time, it became harder to govern the people, and there were more uprisings, harder to govern the borders that the barbarians were coming into. But at the same time, if they kept expanding, they could get more money. But they'd taken up everything they possibly could in the area, so how could they expand anymore? With the territory they had, it was impossible to govern them. Thus, I believe that it was the fall was one of the parts, overexpansion was one of the parts of the fall.
Thank you, sir.
So, back to reality. How did Rome use its expansion tactics and military to change the world?
Well, Tanner, similar to our SEAL system today, as there's 9 SEAL teams, Rome had 12 legions, thus influencing our modern military system, and their expansion tactics influenced the way many modern-day empires, such as the British Empire, the USSR, and the Ottoman Empire, governed themselves and conducted themselves throughout their reign.